So, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my past today and something that really hurt me when I used to watch Young Dumb Honey Bun. I remember when I was a kid, my mother had to take care of my grandmother who had Alzheimer's disease and cancer. My mother was someone that worked from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, and I, at the age of 12, had to come home from school at 7 p.m. Approximately, because I had to work playing for the school's basketball team to be able to pay for my education at the time, because my parents alone couldn't afford. So the second the school offered me scholarship, I obviously took it in exchange for my athletic representation in this case. So after I came home, I would actually have to be with my grandmother, which was really, really sick at this time, and it was back in 2007, and wait until 11 p.m. approximately for my mom to come home, and then she would take the role of caregiver for my grandmother, and she would change her diapers and everything and give her remedies and stuff. And never have I ever seen my mother complaining about that, by the way. Anyways, the point I was going to make is that my mother, at the same time she was paying for my grandma's treatment, she had to, of course, have someone taking care of my grandma during the day, which was normal, because I couldn't be at home, because when I got offered this scholarship, my mother would tell me that this was like a very unique opportunity, and that I should never leave it, no matter how hard it was at the age of 12 with everything we were going through, etc. She never once told me I would be able to pursue this or that if I didn't go get my stuff myself, So she always told me, no, you're gonna accept this scholarship and you're gonna achieve this, and you're not afraid of this, and you go for it, you're capable, So I did keep on studying during the morning and playing basketball, representing my school in the afternoon, and in the evening or the nighttime I would come home and take care of my sick grandma. And my point, as I was saying, is that during the day we had someone taking care of my beautiful grandma. I'm gonna name her Carol, and she was a mother of 3 at the time, and she was almost 40. And I remember that she wasn't qualified for taking care of the elderly, but since we couldn't afford someone qualified, we hired someone that was like cleaning lady in that sense, and she took care of her with the greatest love she could. She was like part of the family already. And one day I told my mom that Kara told me that her biggest dream was to study and go to the university, and that she referenced that she wanted to do this with the goal of someday being able to be a teacher. When I told her, my mother kept thinking and sat down with my father and then proceeded to check their bills, find out something they could like cut off their budget, maybe like going to the cinema on the weekends with us. And then I remember she called her and told her they wanted to talk to her. Finally, when she arrived, my mother, despite paying for her salary, for half of my school, for my grandmother's disease, and almost every bill, since she was a public school teacher and my father was a truck driver, and at the same time, they paid very low salaries for truck drivers, she offered Carol the initial help for her to study. And she gave her the opportunity of paying her education while working during the daytime for my grandma, also paying her salary, of course. So Carol started to study, and the result, she is now a math teacher. She must be 63 or 65 at this time. And she actually went to school. And I won't make any effort to prove you this, because I don't have any intention of doxing anybody. But I just use this to make one point. You never doubt someone's capacity of bettering themselves. I think it's extremely, extremely powerful when you find someone that helps you go forward and pursue your dreams. Like my mother helped Carol. Maybe I think that when we look for someone to help us, like a therapist, maybe a health professional, and maybe somebody that is in a better position than we are, I think that we expect some help and some pushing forward, you know. And well, I just had to tell you this because I find it quite sad and quite problematic that somebody that has called themselves a therapist has the audacity to come on a public platform and tell somebody that has gone through a lot, that has been on foster home while they were kids and had food addiction problems and had parents addicted to drugs that could never give them like a base, and that never valued education itself. You don't go out and tell them that they wouldn't survive a day in college and psychology college because they would probably never understand a fucking graphic, or maybe some epidemiology stuff that you only see for one semester or maybe two. And I don't really think that you, as a therapist, especially as a therapist, you should never ever tell someone that they are not capable of surviving one day of school. You know, you should always try and push people forward towards the path of bettering, of educating yourself, you know. So the point is that having 2, 5, or 7 degrees does not mean shit if you cannot help somebody grow themselves and better themselves. And you cannot tell someone, you know, like, I will help you, I'll help you go forward. Or maybe you say this. I mean, Young Dumb Honey Bun has said this a lot of times, but whenever you tell them that they are not capable of surviving it, I think that's really the most problematic. So I'm sorry I had to stop recording for some reason. I will just leave this final message. If my mother was an educated person, the first person to pursue a degree in a very poor family, had the ability to do that, and she believed that her cleaning lady could pursue the dreams she wanted to pursue as a mathematics teacher at the age of 40. My mother was not a therapist. So I think that you, as a therapist, you are limiting the possible ability of someone to pursue maybe something in the future, because people take your words for real, you know. Like, whenever you go out there selling the image of being a very educated person, a person that values education above all things, above money, above your family, above your mental health, you should at least try and make it visible that you believe somebody is able and capable of conquering the ability to overcome all of those difficulties they had in the past in a way to pursue maybe in the future something that they wish to pursue. So I think it is extremely irresponsible of you to say something like this, because even though I know that Amberly has made a lot of problems herself. She herself has originated a lot of her own issues. I do think that you cannot approach someone and tell them that you don't see them surviving one day at school, because they seem to be the kind of people that just tends to drop off everything whenever a problem approaches, especially if you are in the mental health field. Okay, so that is obviously only my opinion. I do not hold the absolute truth. I do not know the full story of Embeline. I do not know if she would have the capacity of surviving more than one day at school. For all we know, she is somebody that went to one psychology class, but I do not recognize and I do not know the reason why she dropped off. And I just wish to give out this message, whether it's Embeline, whether it's anybody listening to this. Never trust somebody that tells you you are not enough and that you are not going to be able to pursue your career, or you're not going to survive one day at your university, because that is not true. And maybe someday I will speak about my own education path, and you will see what I mean. But you're never too old, you're never too late, you are never too ignorant, you're never too much of a quitter to not be able to keep on studying and pursuing what you want to pursue. So I mean, it's just more than anything, I just wanna encourage anyone who's doubting themselves, and I really hope that you do not cross paths with people like Sara, like never, because it might be really hurtful. It can hurt, and it can not only hurt, it can also erase something very beautiful in your future. So I just really want you to believe in yourself and know that you are capable. Do not let people like this tell you that you cannot be intelligent, that you cannot pursue something, because let's just remember that she had less than 50% of achievement on her grades. So she did it. I mean, I actually believe Embeline is way smarter than her in many ways. I just think that she was not given the tools that maybe were given to Sara. So that's all I have to say, and enjoy the next horrific videos of a therapist trying to end someone's dream for the stupidest reason ever, which is this person told something they did not want to hear about their lip fillers or something like that, so they felt they had the right to go on and shatter her about her level of education and level of professional accomplishments on a live stream, again, of a cancerous woman. So that's all. Yeah, that's all. Enjoy.
But if I lose weight, that means I can get lip injections because my lips are so tiny. I'm jealous of her. I want the chest tattoo. I want the degree. I'm definitely getting tattooed by that person. Honestly, if I was, it would definitely be psychology. That has been like a very intriguing topic for me. I remember when I went to college before, I got to take one psychology class and I absolutely loved it. It is something I could definitely look into, but it's like I hate to think about paying for more college. Like, ugh.
Let me tell you this bitch. Anyway, I don't think that she would survive in a college class. in psychology, and that's not me questioning her intelligence. You know, it's just me saying that she does not, as a person, show me the drive and the ambition to stick to something once it gets hard. Like, once things get difficult, she like taps out. She's like, I'm out. I don't want to know. I'd like, and that's fair enough. For some people that works, you know. Yeah. So I just don't think that she'd manage it, and I think it would totally be a waste of money for her to pay for this degree and then not go and not go through with it. So I don't know, but yeah, I feel triggered by SPSS.